Hey players, it's IJ Plays as always, and welcome to the channel. I have another video for you today, and it's going to be a good one. The reviews for ExoPrimal are finally in. Sheesh. And the results actually came out how I expected. Mediocre. Let's take a look. Before we dive into it, I've made timestamps in this video, so if you want to jump forward to the live video review, go for it. Let's get into it. So if you take a look at a few pages, on Steam, it actually has mostly positive reviews. We go on to Open Critic. The top critic average was 72, but the overall open critic rating is fair and 30% of critics recommended. And then let's take a look here at MEDIOCRE. Critic score 58, user score 4.8. So actually, let's take a look at the comments here. Of course, I do want to make it a mixed bag, so let's take a look here. Good game, excellent game, similar to Anthem, chaotic and frantic, a real game. Hey, look, that's all some people need. It has to be chaotic, frantic, a little fun, little action, you know, get their fix, and that's it. Let's see here by Finger Guns. Held up by its superb class system and the intrinsic elation that comes with melting prehistoric blizzards with the railgun, ExoPrimal is unfortunately let down by a lackluster story offering an anemic number of modes and a question over its longevity. While those drawbacks will put some people off, those fond of firing a grenade right up a Stegosaurus's hide will be laughing long until their dozens of hours of playtime. So just for those two reviews, I already kind of have a gist of what the picture looks like. So Capcom, you know, they have a history of having good movement. They have a good what am I trying to say? They have a good history with making combat feel fun. Movement is fluid. You know, the action is always pretty good. You know, they have a history of that. And so, you know, I get how they're going to have fun there. And then I did hear with the number of modes, there's only one mode right now. It's just Survivor. So it's just not a lot of variety, which does question longevity. And but there is fun still to be had. Let's see. ExoPrimal is by no means a terrible game, but it just doesn't reach the heights that you expect when you hear about its premise. It's a mixed bag. Oh, just what I said. But if you are looking for a new multiplayer experience that can withstand the Dino Survivor mode, perhaps it's the game for you. Nice. Let's see the negative. Let's see the downright bad. If someone told me that this is a beta, I would have believed it. So disappointing, and this is the last time I buy a Capcom game day one. I'm not gonna hold them to that standard when it came to this game. From the beta, I feel like the beta pretty much set the expectation what the game was going to be. I mean, I'm not going to pay 60 bucks for it because I don't have Game Pass, but somebody who has Game Pass might actually enjoy the game. So it just seems like overall, just from the three sources that I went over, it's a mixed bag. So I will say slightly above average, but longevity is in question. So going on from there, let's check out a video. So we have a video here from Dreamcast Guy. Shout out to him for the video. God, that's a perfect pause. He looks like he's taking a mad shit right now. He feels like Elvis right now. But anyways, he's known for making hot takes, but I kind of watched him when he only had like 10K subscribers. So I've been following him for quite a while now. I just followed him for my new page. So I'm not lying. I promise you I have other YouTube pages that I just kind of troll and have fun with. But he's known for his hot takes, but he does provide good insight. His page has grown, and so has his knowledge. So let's go ahead and take a look, see what he has to say, and then we'll go from there.
Let's talk about how this plays. ExoPrimal is a 5v5 mech combat game where we're going against dinosaurs. Essentially, we're playing as a bunch of people that are stuck in like an interdimensional time loop. We keep existing on this tiny island where it's literally raining prehistoric beasties. So every mission, you're essentially fighting your way through the town and completing random objectives, trying to defend a point, trying to help somebody hack panels, or 95% of the time, just killing as many dinosaurs as possible. Now this is
sounds like the loop. I feel like that I pretty much explained the game, but let's continue.
It's not just a flat out sprint. Instead, you're technically competing against another team in a parallel dimension. You'll sometimes see their silhouettes as they're battling their own different dinosaurs, and it's a race to see who can accomplish their list of objectives first. Now brace yourself, because I am about to say a bunch of very negative things about ExoPrimal, but I do want to quickly say I do kind of appreciate the art and the graphics. The frame rate is smooth, the visual presentation is cool. I actually think the mechs themselves look great.
Yeah, I mean, the game, it looks fun. The gameplay, it's fun. It's probably a fun game in itself, but there's going to be a point in which you're like, I need more. I understand games do get repetitive, are repetitive in nature, but there is a different type of repetitive that still creates longevity.
A lot of the monster design, like the way that the weird special neo dinosaurs, there's like weird futuristic hyper evolved weird creatures that can spit acid like sniper stuff. I like the way that this looks aesthetically. The problem is just how it plays. When you're playing this, there's 3 separate types of mech that you can control. There's the standard damage dealers, there's the tanks, and there is the support.
Yeah, I heard
now,
the class guy get reviews themselves, how they play.
These classes, these different specializations are actually radically different. A tank is able to draw threats. It can literally taunt the dinosaurs and put up shields to absorb infinite damage. There's also some interesting pushback and stunts, whereas if you're playing as a support, you can heal people. You can dispense tiny black holes, or sometimes just use an electric rod to stun the very big dinos.
Which is nice. Like, you can see that there's variation in each class. Like you said, they're drastically different from each other, so each one that you play, you're gonna get a different feel from, which is good. Like, that's actually a good feature about this game, I would say. But let's take a look. Let's keep it going,
so that other players can hit their critical weak points. And obviously the damage dealer is able to dish out the most amount of raw hits. You know, stuff like the melee slasher, Zephyr, who's able to really just get into the fray.
Yeah, the melee
slice and
looks good too.
dice, turning people into hamburger meat. The main all-around guy who's able to do, like, shooting grenades. He's able to do melee stuns, and he can sprint pretty dang fast. I think that the classes themselves are well balanced, and I like the fact that they each have such different abilities. It's cool that one of the support guys can just straight up fly. My problem is that this is the entire game. These couple different maps, these little tiny intersections, these little tiny paths through this exact same city over and over and over.
Yeah, that's crazy. Everything he explained sounded like this game has some good bones, and then he says, well, then that's it. Like, that was the main thing I was worried about, and I think it came to fruition, unfortunately. But let's see what he has to say. Let's keep it going.
Over again, the same couple dinosaurs. You can only play that and have so much fun. Even when I was on voice chat, even when I was actually doing callouts, even when I was really trying to outrace my opponents, this game, it's never fun. It's interesting, but it's definitely not fun.
I'm not going to say that. I would agree with just definitely like straight up not fun.
Have kind of become the masters of fun. Devil May Cry 5, I gave that a 10 out of 10.
Comment in the chat if you've played Devil May Cry 5. I have not yet. My friends are telling me I should, but they're like, don't play 5. You might as well play them from start to finish. So let me know in the comment what you guys think.
Freaking Street Fighter 6, I gave that a 10 out of 10.
Street Fighter 6, I heard, was a bop, like a bop. I just suck at fighting games, man. I played Tekken Tag Tournament too, and I feel like I was phenomenal at that game, but after that, I completely fell off. So Street Fighter 6, I might buy on a deep sale, but right now, while it's still $60-$70, it's just not gonna be for me right now.
Resident Evil 4 Remake, a 10 out of 10. Capcom is one of my...
Resident Evil 4, dude, I don't know what the fuck is up with that game and its mechanics, but it just annoys me. And then they become so long, and then the story just gets bizarre as hell. But maybe that's what's good about it. Maybe that's what make people enjoy those games. But to me, I'm like, this shit just makes no sense at some point. But I still played most Resident Evil 4. I enjoyed it to a point until I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. But back to ExoPrimal.
My very favorite developers for managing to create those intense, action-focused moments of fun, whereas ExoPrimal, it just doesn't really have that hook. Now, when you are playing this, an interesting bit of this is the fact that your characters have different ability cooldowns, and they can be sort of chained together.
Okay.
If you're playing as the tank and pushing people back, it can stun dinosaurs or draw attention, so you can actually try and really distract people, so your other people can do big, slow, heavy shots. It's interesting that there is this teamwork balance where if you're playing well, it really does advance the team. but it never really felt
Which
that
is another
necessary
good
since
feature.
most of the dinosaurs
They need to
are
expand
just so
on that,
easy
though.
to pick off. Even massive swarms of hundreds, if not thousands of these things, it's pretty much just like swatting flies. And even when you do get a particularly big mutated Tyrannosaurus Rex or a freaking huge Triceratops or something, it's just a matter of dodge, distract, decimate. It never.
You guys remember my last video? Reload, cool down, blow shit up, reload, cool down, blow shit up, use skill, cool down, something like that. But literally, watching just the one gameplay, I figured that's how it was going to be, and I think I'm right on the money with it. I think I am.
Never really has the depth that I kind of hoped it would actually have. There is some funny special stuff. Occasionally you have game modes where you and the enemy team are working together to fight a mega dinosaur, and there is times where you and the opponents actually end up in the same dimension and are actually shooting at each other while you're like escorting different cargo carts and stuff. Those times seem like they'd be at least mildly thrilling.
I would think so.
But they're really not. This game severely lacks impact. I mean, I feel like the best games lately, they really managed to convey the fact that you are hitting something. You are being hit. You are in this constant eternal struggle, because that's what this is you being stuck in this perpetual time loop of infinite dino chaos. And yet it doesn't feel like it. Even when I was using the really crazy stuff like the Dino Dominator that lets you become a dinosaur temporarily, you would expect it to be exciting to actually become a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Honestly, if they had like destructible environments, I think that would bring a bigger impact. Imagine just a wave of dinosaurs coming down on a building. That building just falls apart and like crumbles because of the dinosaurs. Like, okay, you destroy the environment kind of around you a little bit more. I can see that being fun, especially when you're able to turn into a dinosaur yourself. You could, it really impact the environment. You could actually see the chaos around you besides just dinosaurs falling. So I get that. I get it.
And eat the enemy team, but it's barely amusing. And I think part of the problem is that the story to ExoPrimal is complete absolute nonsense. So every couple missions you unlock new cutscenes, and 99% of these are just these static screens of the characters with unmoving mouths basically reading audio logs.
Damn.
Saying like, oh, here's what we're researching.
Fallout 76.
The characters are stuck inside of this island bubble of reality with this huge AI called Leviathan who's holding them as weird intergalactic hostages. And so in an effort to escape, they're always digging deeper. Now, I think the mystery of this on paper is cool, but the problem is that since we never really see that struggle because it is just these exact same repetitious maps, there are very few actual moments of emotion in this game. Occasionally you'll get some animated cutscenes, but all of them are them talking to a screen. It's them saying like, oh man, there's us in the other dimension, and they've got evil eye patches and spooky goatees. This game just seems like it's trying to be a vehicle for microtransactions above all else. Which brings me to the battle pass.
But something about the story, I heard that the Leviathan is basically forcing different dimensions and time zones or whatever time zones, different periods of time to basically be in some type of tournament, are prisoners, and they all have to basically fight hordes of those dinosaurs to survive. And so they're basically trying to figure that out and why they're a part of that. I think that's what it's about. I mean, I'm not playing the game and I don't care to do more detailed research because I'm not that interested in the story. But just from the gist of it, the story and thesis sounds interesting. But like you said, they just don't dig enough. They don't provide solid cutscenes, just screen reading and freaking dialogue. So, sucks to suck,
Pass. Literally, as soon as you turn this game on, it starts to try and pester you into getting the premium battle pass.
Immediately.
Oh, you'll get unlocks faster. Oh, you get XP's boosts. Oh, you get cool custom skins. And you can also get a head start. You can unlock additional exosuits, which are the mechs, if you pay a premium cost.
I have to pay $60 to get access to the game that isn't the full game, and then I have to pay extra money to get behind freaking paywall locked assets that are already in the game. I'm highly disappointed right now. That is, especially with the people worried about the longevity, them only having one game mode, and the first thing you want to do is throw freaking microtransactions in my face. I don't like that at all whatsoever, especially at the price point. That's definitely disappointing.
I don't like the idea of paying to unlock stuff. Like, if you're going to unlock stuff, that's fine. If you're going to sell skins, I guess I'm okay with it at this point. It's the fact that there is so much stuff that's just paywalled for no reason. And I'll be honest, I don't think anybody's going to buy it. I mean, this stuff just looks so completely plain.
Those are basic ass fucking skins. Basic ass skins, and I'm betting you you see those 15,000 coins right there, that's probably $15 for that shit. Oh no, man, I didn't know it was this bad.
Plain different colors of exosuit. There's like some goofy ones that make you look like a quarterback or something. Also, every couple levels they keep giving you war chests, which are like loot crates. This game feels like this is the actual purpose of it. I think the project was just kind of incomplete. It's a pretty decent idea of a mech shooter against a bunch of infinite dinosaur waves, but then they just tried to slap in some microtransactions to get their cash back, and it just doesn't feel fleshed out. I don't think anybody should buy this game. If you're playing it on Game Pass, it is on Xbox Game Pass, I think it's worth playing for like 2 or 3 hours. Have some fun with your friends. This is a good afternoon game. Sit down, drink a couple brewskis, hang out with the bros, and shoot a couple dinosaurs. Don't worry about the grind. Don't worry about leveling up. Don't bother Googling the best meta and the best equipment. Just enjoy the game itself.
I think you said it best right there. Damn, that's so disappointing. I had no idea they monetized it that badly. So I have to pay $60 to play a game that has one game mode, 3 primary classes. There are some variations to those classes from what I heard, so I can live with that. And then just to get basic looking skins on paywalled. Oh my, there's paywalls to get to that. Oh my gosh, you like the lack of content is significant, but you want me to pay a significant amount of money to get access to stuff that's already in the game? That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. I think Dreamcast guy says he's right on the money. Hey, if it's on Game Pass, play it for a couple hours, have some mindless fun. What I was thinking from the get-go, just from the reviews. And then, oh my gosh, I'm just irritated. I don't know why I'm irritated by that, but the monetization just really threw me off, like for a loop, I guess. But let's go ahead and see what the video comments are saying. I didn't think ExoPrimal looked too interesting, but as a massive Monster Hunter fan with over 1,000 hours in that series alone, me too, a part of me had hoped that some of that experience and making in-depth, challenging combat against the dinosaurs would satisfy progression, even if it was a different playstyle. Yeah, like come on, yeah, Monster Hunter is under Capcom. You guys know how to how to make good customization with monsters. Why couldn't you do it with the dinosaurs? Why couldn't you make a variety of dinosaurs we could hunt? Or whatever, like it doesn't have to be like a copy or even have any mechanics to do with the Monster Hunter. You guys could have made something original. The idea was phenomenal, and you dropped the fucking ball because you want to monetize. Like that's fucking disappointing. Let's see. So tied on the game, looks so funny, unique. Also, do not have any games I am into playing right now. Just kind of was wanting to be like $40. $40, I guess. Honestly, like $30, just one game mode. Like they could have made it free and just monetized the fucking skins at this point. Not worth the price tag, but definitely worth it on Game Pass. I think that's kind of like a common agreement. It is quite fun. It has a lot of mechs, but it has such a lack of game modes. It gets a bit repetitive. I'll say more so. Only real problem I have with it is it feels super unbalanced, and I legit got it in my first match. Got matched with level 20s, and they cleared shit. They cleared shit 3 times as fast as we did by the time we got to the final zone there on the last node. So it's just, yeah, it just seems like overall the reviews are a mixed bag, but overall I'm extremely disappointed on how monetized they made this game. Especially, like I said, I'm stuck on one game mode, 3 primary classes, $60. I don't know, my mind is just fucking blown when it comes to that. But man, hey, welcome to 2023 gaming, you know. That is how the cookie crumbles now, I guess. All right, everybody, I'm going to leave it there. I really hope you enjoyed the video. So if you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. But until then, see you in the next one.